Hi guys, my name is Vortex Fritz. I am the author of Ezra and the upcoming Ezra 2 book. I'm also the voice for Ezra and St. Peter in book 1, and I'm going to be voicing a couple of characters and reprising my role as Ezra in book 2. I would like to say thank you guys for the love and support that the book has been getting so far, and the audiobook as well. We had just breached over 2 years on the journey, and this is my biggest passion project to date. I started this journey when I was 16, and I started writing this book when I was, I think either a junior or a senior in high school. And it's been a very, very fun journey. I would like to thank my cast members again. I would like to thank all the supporters in the Discord server, the YouTube channel, and my family for supporting my journey. I would also love to thank all of the directors that I've had over the years who had supported me through and through, and I couldn't thank anybody enough for getting me to where I needed to be. I have gotten, I kid you not, movie gigs, different leads in shows. I have met so many cool people through projects, and this is one of them. And I'm so excited I got to meet all the people, and I'm so blessed that I am where I needed to be. Art credits go to Paris Parody and myself. I will leave all of that stuff in the description with cast list, trigger warnings, the usual stuff. I really hope that you enjoy the listen.
Chapter 23 Assassination Attempt. As darkness begins to seep into the streets, Ezra begins to make her way out of the bar. She passes many alleyways as she walks down the street. This is something Ezra usually did on her break. She walks a few blocks back before continuing her work. The lady begins to feel uneasy as she passes more dark alleyways. As she reaches for her phone, she feels something to get up, or she feels something wrapping around her tightly, her body getting dragged across the cold pavement. Ezra struggles to get up as she feels a weight on her back and the feeling of cold metal on her neck. Her eyes getting a glimpse of the wrath marksman. His lady walks in front of her, lifting her chin up slightly with the foot.
Ezra, we meet again, don't we, dear sister?
What's this all about?
Oh, my dear, the reasoning for all of this is right in front of you.
Ezra tries to squirm as Stryker digs the barrel of his gun into the back of her neck.
Stop moving.
Ezra looks over at another man who is staying in the shadows, his red eyes glowing as he speaks.
Oh, it looks like you got yourself tangled up in a situation there, my dear. I thought you would be much more smarter than most of you privileged folk. But as the wise say, money doesn't get you very far.
Ezra's eyes widened.
This can't be possible.
Oh, but it is very much possible. I am afraid this could be the last time you see a place like this. You had a good life, I assure you.
She keeps talking. Ezra jerks her body away from Stryker, trying to free her hands from the rope. Rose slams her foot up against her chest, holding a knife up to her throat.
Quit fighting it!
Ezra grabs Rose's hand, her nails digging into her sister's knuckles as she rips the knife out of her hand. Stryker aims his gun and fires a shot, barely missing her ear. Ezra cuts the rope swiftly with her knife, throwing the knife at Rose. The knife pierces her shoulder as she screeches. Ezra stands up as Stryker shoots another bullet, again, barely missing. Ezra's attempts sweep at his leg, causing the imp to lose his grip on the gun. Ezra catches the revolver in her right hand, hitting it at Stryker before moving it to Jack and Rose.
You're a whole lot smarter than I thought you were. But are you smart enough to use one of those?
I can sure as hell try.
Ezra, darling, you don't have to bluff.
I'm the one with the gun, not you. I have the upper hand whether I know how to shoot one of these or not.
She begins to approach Ezra. In a panic, she moves the gun to her right hand.
Wait, this isn't the daughter I remember raising.
You didn't raise shit.
You're making a mistake. This act isn't out of malice. I am still your father.
Ezra sits and listens to his pleas for a bit as her trigger finger
I
sinks.
raised you little shit.
And without another warning, she
This
pulls
is
the
how
trigger
you
twice,
dare to repay
hitting Jack once in the chest.
I swear to Satan, I will haunt you and everyone you hold dear. And I swear by that.
And once in between the eyes, collapses onto the pavement as blood oozes from its wound. Ezra frantically points the gun at Rose and Stryker.
Alright, we should be the next dumbass who will put their hand on me.
Rose tries to pull the knife out of her body as Ezra points the gun at her.
Stay still.
Rose tries again as Ezra puts her finger on the trigger.
I said stay still.
Ezra keeps the gun tight in her hands, swapping her aim between the two perpetrators. She hears a voice from behind her as her hands are still beginning to shake. Her heart is beating 1,000,000 times a minute, wondering how she got here. Why is she the one in the middle of all this? Was she just at the wrong place at the wrong time? Or was this a sick ending designed by fate? She can hear the voice again, more clearly this time. It's the voice of a man, not one that she can pinpoint at the top of her mind. But the voice sounds like it is of one in a massive rush.
Get down. I said get down.
Ezra ducks as more bullets begin to fly. Rose and Stryker both run down the alleyway out of range as Ezra lays on the ground, shaking in fear. She looks up at the scene as the rapid fire starts to end, trying to see if the coast is clear and if she's able to get up. She smiles slightly as she turns to her captors and Buzz, but her face quickly changes after she sees her savior. Chapter 24. For what?
Oh, it's you.
Ezra shoots a look at the lanky demon with large horns. He puts his flintlock pistol in his jacket pocket. Ezra throws the stolen revolver on the ground. He scoffs to himself.
Oh, hello, Ezra.
Blitzø, it's been a while.
The I was silent now, or haven't you heard?
Blitzø stares off at Ezra, his white and red spotted skin being the only contrast with the colors of the alley. Ezra sneers slightly at him as she gets up. She dusts herself off as Blitz punches the bridge of his nose.
What? I saved you. This is how you repay me?
Oh, you of all people came to save, especially after all that you did?
All that I did? And what did I do?
Don't act like what you did to my papa and Verosika was good.
Oh, come the fuck on. Because of one accidental surface fire, and the fact that I broke the cut's heart after she got famous, I'm the bad guy? You saved your life. I didn't let you die, and this is what you do as a thank you? Throw my past in my face?
That's where you got things wrong. Yes, that may have been an accident we left you to die, but not only were you abusive to Verosika, constantly going back to jail, wasted as hell, making a mess of everything until she finally had the balls to leave her ass and kick you out. You may not have been your first love, but you were her first love. They did everything for you. You're very right.
Have you ever learned that lesson?
Oh, come on, there has to be something bigger at play.
I mean, there's something bigger at play.
You only do something like this if you know you have something to gain in the long run, so spill it.
Fritz growls into irritation.
Why can't I just do something nice for someone without it seeming like I'm doing it to get a chunk of the profit? Why do I have to be the selfish one in your equation?
Look at how you're acting.
Ezra snaps. Blitz looks at her, his eyes laced with some form of skepticism and terror, as her voice screeches throughout the streets. His glare becomes colder as he speaks again.
It's always going at you. You for the problem. You guys don't act so high-mighty because you guys are rich. Money and good looks can get you far, you know. I tried to tell Verosika. I tried to deflate some of that air in that big head of hers, but her damn ego got in the way just like it always has. You can't believe everything that comes out of her mouth, you know.
Same as I can't believe everything out of yours.
Ezra begins to walk off, making her way back to the bar, but Blitz stops her.
Maybe next time we meet, you'll have a more open mind.
Ezra turns back around.
Just stop. You always have to try to get the last word. Just leave me be. Go. Act like none of this ever happened instead of beating at an already dead horse. I get you still have a sour attitude towards them, but you shouldn't blame it on me.
Take your own advice then. Leave. Go back to that gay dump that your parents own and get out of my face.
Ezra looks at him one last time.
Okay. They had Stolas for me.
She begins to walk away as Blitz grabs her wrist.
Oh, you want to bring him into this now?
Oh, what did I do this time? You're the one that chose to be with him in the first place, not me. I never made that decision for you. So let go of my hand so I can go back to that gay dump that'll stare my eyes from looking at your pathetic face and save you from any more secondhand embarrassment.
Ezra rips her hand out of his grip and begins to walk back down the sidewalk. Blitz looks around the street before heading back in the opposite way.
Chapter 25. Welcome to the show. She walks back into the bar with her hands in her suit pockets. Verosika waves her hand up in the air, trying to get her attention.
Hey, Ezra! There you are!
Ezra looks up a little.
So, we made a few changes in the show schedule, and you're going to be doing a stage performance with me! Isn't that exciting?
Ezra looks happy, but also slightly confused.
I thought I had a solo swing tonight.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Then why the sudden change?
Well, do you remember when I suggested to your parents that we have a duet next week so that you can get back to doing group shows?
Yeah, I remember, but what does that have to do with this?
I'm kidding there, girl. Calm your tits.
Ezra chuckles at her comment, causing Verosika to giggle a bit as well.
Well, it turns out for the song you were going to perform tonight, well, it got corrupted and had to be replaced. It won't be in for another few days, so those songs swapped places.
Ah, I see. When did the instrumental corrupt?
Roughly around 3 minutes before you came back from your walk. Speaking of your walk, how was that for you? You seemed a little more upset compared to when you walked out.
Ezra sighs.
Just ran into a few old faces.
Marilyn?
No, not her. Some other people. I don't really want to talk about it right now. So is everything set up?
Everything should be in the right order.
Ezra shyly smiles again. Verosika grabs her hands, pulling her backstage.
Come on, don't just stand there. Let's go.
Ezra's face turns slightly flushed as Verosika drags her by her hands. Her heart begins racing as Verosika takes notice.
Are you okay?
Why do you ask?
You look a little flushed. Are you feeling all right?
Ezra blocks her face slightly as she chuckles nervously to herself.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little hot in here, myself.
I can turn the AC on.
No, don't worry about it. It's nothing I can't handle, really.
If you say so, honey.
As the girls continue to get ready, a soft knock can be heard at the dressing room door.
Come in, door's open.
A young woman opens the door to their shared dressing room. Her bright pink eyes glance inside of the room before pushing the door all the way. She peevishly smiles at the girls. Her eyes spark as she sees the lady.
Cora, come in. It's felt like forever since I saw you.
Cora giggles to herself as she walks in the rest of the way.
Lovely performance from what I've seen so far.
Cora hands Ezra a bouquet of purple roses and lavender plants, as usual with their shows. Something seemed new with the handout. In the center is a vintage blue rose made out of glass inside of a resin casing. Attached is a note that reads, "To the best actress throughout hell, and to my only big sister." Ezra smiles as she runs her fingers over the gift.
Where did you find something like this? This is absolutely beautiful.
I actually made it myself with the help of a few people at that hotel.
Ezra smiles again as Cora looks up at Verosika. Cora squeals slightly.
You get to perform beside Verosika Mayday? Well, you're just the luckiest lady known on this side of the ring at this rate. You got to meet not only the Princess of Hell, and you get to work for the Cineflust himself, but you also get to work beside the Verosika Mayday. I'm surprised I didn't watch a show any sooner.
And who are you, if you don't mind me asking?
My name is Coraline, but you can call me Cora. I'm Ezra's younger sister.
Cora, I don't think I've seen you around the bar. Did Ozzy and Fizz decide to take you in as well?
No?
Then, how are you guys?
She's my biological sister. Just wanted to clarify.
Why would you need clarification for that?
She doesn't know any of my biological family. She only knows about Asmodeus and Fizzarolli.
Cora looks a bit confused.
She was adopted by the pair.
Cora stares at Ezra in shock as Ezra slightly nods.
Well, things really have changed.
Ezra nods again as Cora makes her way to the door.
Well, it was really lovely to see you again. Can't wait for the rest of the show, and Verosika, it was a pleasure meeting you. Quite a pleasure indeed.
Cora leaves the dressing room in a hurry. Ezra puts the flowers down as Verosika holds her hand out to her.
You ready?
Ezra takes in a deep breath before grabbing her hand.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Chapter 26. Panic Attacks. After the show has finally finished, Ezra starts to make her way up the stairs. Her face is still as flushed as it was before she got onto the stage, and her mind was pounding with anticipation. Her eyes laced with worry as she knocks on the door to her father's office. Inside of the door was Asmodeus and Fizzarolli, handling some paperwork that had piled up over the window. Ezra knocks again, but still no reply. She sighs to herself before she opens the door without giving a third warning. Fizzarolli looks up with confusion and worry, seeing the state Ezra is in. Ezra's back hits the door as she slides to the ground, cupping her face with her hands.
Code red.
Asmodeus tries to calm the situation as he stands up. Fizzarolli remains seated.
What happened?
No one died.
You chose to open with that?
What? That was the worst thing I could have thought of.
Fizzarolli chuckles slightly as he also stands up.
Okay. Is someone bleeding?
No.
Did you get in a fight?
Nope.
Are you bleeding?
No.
Does someone else need to get killed?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did someone else get into a fight?
If they did, it happened while I wasn't present.
You're not injured in any way, shape, or form.
None.
What seems to be the matter? You look like you've been through double hell and back.
Ezra sighs for a moment before speaking.
I've been having a panic attack for the past 3 hours and I don't know how to make it stop. It all started when I went backstage with Verosika before our show and I got really nervous. Then I've been trying almost every trick in the book but it just won't quit. Thought it was performer's anxiety too, and I thought while Cora was back there with us, she could have taken some of the tension away and it would be over by the time we hit the stage, but no, it got worse.
Alright, then what happened?
We got to the climax of the song and the crowd was screaming and I thought that would have taken some of the pressure off of this feeling, but it just won't quit.
Fizzarolli looks a bit confused. He tries to think this through as well. He looks at Asmodeus, then back to Ezra as she continues to speak.
It got to the end of the song, I thought yet again the panic would be over, and again it wasn't. It felt like it was never ending. It got worse backstage, in the dressing room, and it evolved into this. Just even thinking about her makes me panic even more.
Asmodeus looks at Ezra for a moment as he sighs, taking his daughter's hands into his.
I'm gonna tell you something. And knowing how you are, you're gonna say you're not.
Just tell me, I want this to be over.
Asmodeus looks her in the eyes.
I think you're falling in love again.
Ezra pulls away with a look in her eye as she looks horrified.
Nope, none, no.
Told you you're not gonna like it.
Ezra slumps down by the door.
Me falling in love is impossible. I vowed I would never fall in love again.
I hate to break it to you, but that's exactly what's happening.
After everything with Marilyn, no. Love is off the table. I am never falling in love again. And I never want to be in another relationship, ever. What she did to me was horrible, and it shouldn't happen.
I get it. You don't want it to happen again, and because you don't want to get hurt.
Exactly! How would I know if Verosika isn't going to be the same? I mean, she had a few exes and one of them blabs on about how she's the problem when I wholeheartedly believe he was the bad guy. But still, I can't trust her that easily. Even if she has pretty eyes and a nice smile and the voice of an angel and...
Ezra stops for a moment, getting ahead of herself as she covers her face. Asmodeus chuckles.
It's wrong to think
Yeah, dang, in 6 years is a long time.
And to top that off, his relationship as well. That's why you promised yourself that is gonna keep building that container until it inevitably bursts. Fall in love again, sweetheart.
Ezra looks scared for a moment as Asmodeus kneels down to her.
Hey, you know what that means though, right?
No.
It means you're slowly recovering. Yeah, it may be a bit odd at first, and all the feelings may be cloudy, but this means you're slowly letting something go. That could be good, or that could be bad. In this case, it's wonderful. It's all gonna be okay, I promise.
Chapter 27, Saving Grace. The clock on the wall stay in its place, for it is my virtue, my saving grace. Letting go on this tight grip, watching slowly as it slips. Colors turn to black and white as I slowly lose this fight. The timer unwinds and the future unfolds, giving me wishes forever untold. I shift around from left to right, not wanting the goal to leave my sight. The ocean seeps far, the breeze is cold. The father of time will never grow old. Why don't we bend the rules? Show them who really is the fools. The day I knew I was in love was the feeling I put above. It may have been her eyes or maybe her smile. All I know is I'd stay for a while. Our type of love will never crumble, no matter how many times we tumble.
Chapter 28, Verosika. As Ezra makes her way down the stairs, Verosika starts to gather her things. Ezra sheepishly walks to her side, lightly tapping her on the shoulder. Verosika flips her hair to one side as she gazes at her. Ezra smiles shyly at her, as beads of sweat form on her forehead.
Hey, Vero. Lovely performance we had tonight, yes?
Verosika smiles.
Yes, a very successful night as always. Is something the matter?
You ask me that quite often.
Verosika giggles as she wipes away some of Ezra's sweat.
Because I worry about you. Now what's got you all clammy?
Ezra readjusts her bow tie.
I do have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Hmm?
So, say that there's someone that you work really close with who has a thing for you, but they went through a breakup recently and scared of entering another relationship, especially since you also went through a bad breakup and they don't know how to say.
Just spill it. Come on. Don't be afraid.
Would you, like to go out to dinner with me tomorrow? Just the two of us. It can be romantic or platonic, whatever fits with you.
Verosika giggles slightly as she leans down and kisses Ezra on the lips.
Tomorrow at 8 work for you?
Yeah, tomorrow at 8 sounds perfect.
Verosika grabs her bag and waves to Ezra before walking out.
Okay, see you then.
Ezra waves slightly back as her face turns more flushed, running back upstairs with her parents and shutting the door behind her.
Chapter 29, Lover. You're the sun in my life, and that's no cliche, because without you, my skies are gray. You are not the sun I know in summer, but you're the one I long for in winter. I sit in my shade all broken and torn, to the point I don't know the meaning of warm. I look up above, and I met with your eyes. I could have sworn I saw an angel in disguise. You reach to me, a smile so bright, one that could lighten the darkest of nights. The sun arrives behind the overcast skies, where I don't feel the dread of lonely demise. The day is my grace, my saving virtue. The night is waning as I wait for you. The life of mine hangs by a thread, but now that you're here, my threat is in my head. The torch that I need, my spark, my flame. Without you, I wouldn't remember my own name. I've tried many times to get away from this world, but you've swept in my miracles unfurled. A voice of an angel that performs by my side. I give you my shoulder for you to have a good cry. The day it has ended, and it's time to gain rest, but I still sit and wonder if my love passed her test. For in her shine, I am just a mere shadow. Even in my own spotlight, she steals the show. A sharing the limelight as lovers far told will forever be a story, never to grow old. Chapter 30. On the 20th day of the second month. On the 20th day of the second month, blood was spilled due to a shark and a moth. I did try to beg, to plead and to scream, but I still see the smirk glow like a beam. The moth was malicious, disgusting, and vain. He wanted more power, so he inflicts pain. I tried to get out of this living hell, but it came back around like a carousel. When I finally got out and head back to the stage, where I can start to write my next page. I thought I escaped. I had all this hope, but this car pulled on by, and I seen the whole trope. The sharks stare me down, digging in with their claws. I had no air, no second to pause. Right outside of work, where no one heard me yell, the sharks took my eye and left me in hell. Yet again, all alone, mutilated, disfigured, in an alleyway I shout and whimper a little. I felt so ashamed, ugly, and afraid. I thought my debts were very well paid. 'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seemed, when I finally met the girl that I seen in my dreams. She helped me through with all that I lost, and I vowed to protect her no matter the cost. She's quite a lot of decorating to her name. She was a celebrity, a child of fame. I long for her smile, I live for her light. Her smile brightens even the darkest of nights.
Chapter 31. Get Better Book. As the morning sun rises, Ezra's vision slowly comes back to her, even if it's slightly blocked and blurred. She looks around the quiet room, the only sound being the short beep from the monitor beside her. She looks at her hands as they slowly shake. On one of her fingers is a pulse oximeter, and on her wrist is a blood transfusion band. She lifts her hand up to her face, slightly touching the bloodied bandages over her left eye. A calm voice from beside her softly speaks.
You know, it's probably not best to touch the bandages. We don't want them to become infected, do we?
Ezra turns her head to the voice. She brings her hand down to her side, squinting a bit before wincing through her teeth. The bird demon takes her hand.
Please, keep your hand to your side, dear. I really don't want you hurting yourself.
Stolas? When did you get here?
I arrived here roughly around 10 minutes ago. Your girlfriend invited me to watch you. She sounded so distraught over the phone. She informed me of what happened and I went to go get your fathers. They heard you screaming and what sounded like a major scuffle.
Ezra takes her hand away as Stolas stands up. He takes something from behind the chair he was sitting at and makes his way to Ezra's side.
We wanted to give this to you.
We?
Me and Verosika, of course. I think it would be silly of me to come by such a divine being without bearing a gift.
You really don't have to.
Nonsense. I insist. Here, take this. Handcrafted for someone like you.
Stolas sets down a pink leather-bound book on her lap with a paper. On the paper are many signatures, most notably from Verosika, Stolas, Cora, Asmodeus, and Fizzarolli. Ezra looks up into his eyes.
Does my parents know about this?
No. At least, I don't think they know the extent. Verosika hasn't gotten a hold of me just yet, so they probably don't know the extent of your injuries. But they know you're here. Any parent can tell the child is somewhere. They shouldn't be, and hospitals are no exception. Trust me, as a father with a teenage daughter, I know all too well. They should be here any moment now.
Ezra sighs.
Is something the matter?
I just need to be left alone for a minute. Do you mind stepping out?
Not a problem. Please be kind to yourself. I don't want to see you hurt more than you already are.
Stolas makes his way out of the room, leaving Ezra alone. It's nothing but her new book.
Chapter 32. The Phantom of the Mystical Book. This book was a gift from the ones that I love, a sigil in each page from a demon above. The book and the necklace hold on to my heart. With her love, I've made it so far. I want to thank her and all of my friends. Thank you for showing me this isn't the end. Thank you for showing me this wonderful light that I can make up my own to brighten the night.
Chapter 33. 3 New Lights. It had been about 2.5 years since the incident with the loan sharks took place. The aftermath of such being half of Ezra's vision, and some of her performance capabilities being cut in half. However, even with her mutilation, her family life still remained the same. Cora started frequenting the bars on days Ezra worked, and Verosika began to open up more about her wants going forward with her love. On their break, the ladies are sitting at the bar. Verosika has her flask in hand as Ezra cups her face, not wanting a single drop that night. Verosika looks up at Ezra slightly,
Hey, honey.
Verosika stumbles a little before putting her flask away.
Have you ever thought about what life would be like if we had a kid?
Ezra looks a bit shocked by the question.
Never planned that far ahead. Honestly, I was never one for kids anyways. Why?
What if we adopted a kid?
Is this the liquor talking?
No, I want a kid. I want a daughter. A son could work too, but I want to be a mom. I know you're not one for things of that nature, but I think the two of us would be hella good at it.
You think I'd be a good parent?
Of course I do. Why would I not think that?
You really want a kid?
More than one, but yes.
How many are we talking?
About 2 or 3.
Ezra sighs at the idea before pinching her nose.
2 or 3 children?
I know it's really early in our relationship to be thinking about this, but this is what I've wanted with Blitzø. You have to be honest, wouldn't that be nice? Just the two of us living together with our children. And we go to your parents' place every other day for them to grow up as we grow old in each other's company. We would be giving kids the chance to have parents they wanted or never got to have. We can give kids the same thing Asmodeus and Fizzarolli gave you. Isn't that something to look at if nothing else?
Ezra sighs again.
You don't want to let this go, do you?
Promise me you'll think it over at least. Think it through for at least an hour, maybe 2, a whole day even if you gotta. This is my dream. I really want to start a family. I wasn't able to start one with him, but now my heart is set. I want to start this with the love of my life. You are the love of my life. So please, even if we only have one,
I don't know.
one isn't going to hurt.
We've only been together for 3 years. I was hoping we would get married before even thinking about it.
Yeah, but we don't have to adopt babies or infants. We can adopt a preteen or a teenager. We don't have to dive in head first in parenting.
Ezra bows her head down, taking a deep breath before she snaps her fingers.
You have me convinced.
Verosika's eyes spark as Ezra lays her hand down, catch 2 sliding shot glasses, giving one to Verosika.
I thought you said you weren't drinking tonight.
It's just 1 shot on our break, and as you said, one isn't going to hurt.
Ezra takes her shot and sets the glass on the table, with a bill on the tab. Verosika takes her shot before standing up.
I can get those papers tomorrow morning.
Get them tonight if you can. We head down to Pride this weekend, remember?
That's right, for the tour. I'll get those as soon as possible.
Perfect. Oh, and make sure you inform my parents on this. I have a feeling they're going to like the decision just as much as we do.
Verosika smiles again as she heads away from the barn. Ezra is left alone with her thoughts for the rest of her break.